What's up, gamers? It's your host, Cobra, and today is What to Buy DeFi Kingdoms. What to Buy is a series of videos that I do for every project that makes it into our core portfolio, and the idea is to give just a little bit of basic guidance on what you need to actually play and earn within that project. I'm also going to tell you about potential upgrades for anybody who's got a little bit bigger budget to make a bigger entry into the game. Please keep in mind that any prices I reference in these videos will go up and down. By the time the videos are published, some of the prices are likely to be different. However, the core advice of what it is that you need likely should remain the same. Any project that has a what to buy video is a project that is a part of our core portfolio. And as a reminder, our core portfolio are the projects that we are already invested in and regularly covering on this channel. DeFi Kingdoms is another game that is relatively easy to make recommendations for. However, in this case, it has nothing to do with being simple. In fact, DeFi Kingdoms is rather complex. The reason why it is easy is that it really doesn't matter what you invest in today because all of it is interesting, exciting, and earning money. So the minimum for DeFi Kingdoms is to purchase some Jewel, which is the token associated with the game. Once you've got your hands on Jewel, it's really up to you to decide what your DeFi Kingdoms adventure is going to look like, and the very first thing that is going to influence that is how much Jewel can you afford to purchase, because nothing in the game is inexpensive now that the token has risen to almost $20 each. If you have a small or limited budget, my recommendation is that you stick to the DeFi features of the game for today, and that's because they really don't have a minimum at all. If you've purchased some of the cryptocurrency or cryptocurrencies, then you can participate. The very easiest way to do that is to transfer your Jewel into XJewel by depositing it in the bank. And this is really simple because you don't have to do anything from that point except for wait. The value of your XJewel is going to continually increase. In fact, that is guaranteed. And so when you take it out, you're going to end up with more Jewel than you started with. The only risk there is that, of course, the price of Jewel can fluctuate in both directions, but since I have started following this project a couple of months ago, it really only seems to go up and to the right. If you have a little bit more budget, you should consider getting into the Gardens, which is the liquidity pool. There's a whole bunch of different liquidity pools available. I highly recommend the Jewel 1 pair, and that is because the risk of impermanent loss with Jewel 1 is very, very low. Again, this is not financial advice, and anything you do within DeFi Kingdoms could potentially lose you money. However, it's currently paying over 500% APRs and has been very safe because Jewel and 1 tend to go up and down together simply because 1 is the Harmony token and DeFi Kingdoms is the dominant force in terms of transactions on Harmony. So when DeFi is doing well, generally that means Harmony is doing well also. Where things start to get complicated is with the heroes, and this is where the bulk of the game actually lives. The heroes have utility that has recently been turned on. However, it is a small fraction of the overall utility that they're going to have in the long term. This means a couple of different things. First, the market is typically only pricing their heroes based on the value of the utility that's unlocked today, which is called Profession Quests. And those honestly aren't earning very much today because the items that you're getting from those quests are still being built out in terms of their in-game utility. Some of them do have real value, like the ruins and pet eggs. However, the majority of them can only be sold for gold or can only be used to craft potions that we don't really have a need for just yet. But all of that is rapidly changing as the game continues to expand and grow. So from a long holding perspective, it's my belief that investing in Heroes is going to have the greatest long-term payoff. However, the hero NFTs are really, really complicated, and as I mentioned, the utility that's available today is a small fraction of their overall utility. So unless you're either willing to wait potentially a very long time or feel like you can successfully speculate on what types of characters and stats will be important for future utility, you really need to be a bit more patient with those purchases. The final thing to consider is that we're recording this on January 8th, and later this month, DeFi Kingdoms is going to expand to the AVAX blockchain as well. That's going to bring additional Generation 0 heroes and a new token economy. It may be in your best interest to wait for that to open up and get started on AVAX instead of Harmony. At the Freeroll, our intention is to participate on both blockchains. And that wraps up today's What to Buy video. If you found this helpful, consider giving us a like and subscribe. Also, make sure you're following us on Twitter. That's where we engage with the community, answer questions, and post all of our videos.